Hi, I've never gone on camera before, but this is Love Thy Neighbor as Thyself, and my name is David, and I just want to say how much I appreciate everybody who's watched my videos. It really means a lot to me. It's been a nice outlet in this world, to be able to say what, you feel God is showing you about what's going on in this world. So I love you all, and we're definitely in the end times, and we just have to really stick close to Jesus during these times, and there's nothing more important than prayer and reading the Bible. And I know there's a lot of truths in this world as far as conspiracies and things like that, and those are very important, I still feel, and those are still always going to be second to Jesus and the Bible and reading that. But I think it's also hand in hand about learning the deceptions that the devil has in this world. And I know there's a couple YouTube channels right now that are, they put out some great work, but they're also kind of demonizing looking into conspiracies. And we're told to be as wise as serpents and as gentle as doves. So I think it's still very important to understand what's going on in this world. And it's important to realize that just because there's a lot of New Agers who are leading the charge on exposing a lot of the evilness in this world, that it's not guilt by association when it comes to the truth. The truth is not at all dependent upon who is talking about it. And I think David Icke is a good example of that, where he's somebody he'll come out and talk about 9/11 or vaccines, and he'll say a lot of really good truths and things that make sense. But ultimately, I believe that, he's positioned there, whether he knows it or not, of course, by the devil to lead people off the path to Jesus Christ, clearly, because he's New Age. And, no matter how many truths you may know about the evils in this world, if you don't have salvation through Jesus Christ, you're just as damned as somebody who doesn't know what those truths are. But at the same time, as believers in Jesus Christ, I do feel that we should look into things and understand what's going on as well. So like 9/11, for instance, if you believe what the American government says happened, and you don't understand that actually, the American government and the Israeli government basically masterminded the whole thing and brought those towers down as a false flag. If anybody doesn't believe that, just Building 7, how did that come down? 2 planes brought down 3 steel buildings, which has never happened before. But my point was, if you're not aware of that lie, then all the lies that are built on the foundation of that lie, you're susceptible to. Maybe we should have more securities and things that take away our freedom so that we can be safe. When you understand what brought all of that about, then you see what their game plan is. And so I do really feel, though, that there is a huge New Age movement going on right now where they are espousing a lot of these truths, and people are waking up to these things. But because the devil has positioned them as gatekeepers, sadly, many of them are going off the wrong path into New Age. But there are a great many people, just as in years past, who start looking into these conspiracies, and they see the spiritual dimension of this world, and that the people who are controlling so many of the power structures in this world, they really do worship the devil, and they're serving him. And because he's real and he's able to give them great power in this world. But this world is going to perish, and it's going to burn in flames. And we as believers in Jesus Christ, eternal life is all that matters. We're only here for just an instant. And I think it is important for us to come back to the gospel and always realize that there is no truth greater than that. and sharing that with people, and just reading the Bible and spending time in prayer with God. Nothing could, of course, ever top that. But at the same time, we're not to be ignorant of the enemy's devices. And so, something for me like flat earth, it sounds absolutely insane, but once I started looking into it, it was just beautiful. I love it because it's truth. And it resonates with you in not some weird way using the word resonate, but the truth, it feels good. When you come into it and it just embraces you, because the Bible talks about a flat earth. So that's just one other thing. There's, so many different ways that we've been lied to in this world. But a way to say, whether it's Eric Dubay and his New Age movement or others who talk about flat earth and they're not Christians and they're not promoting the gospel, that's heartbreaking. But that's what the devil does. He puts gatekeepers in these movements before anybody even gets there to steer people off the path who start looking into these things and seeing the truth of these things. But that the truth is not dependent upon these people who are talking about the truth. The truth is the earth is flat. And if you don't believe that, I encourage you to look into it. I thought it was crazy when I first heard about it as well. But back to the point about, 9/11 and that being a foundation of further lies to come, if we have an alien invasion that comes, which I 100% believe will just be a staged attack of some sort, brought forth by the governments and the demons and fallen angels of this world. Because when you believe in a flat earth, there's no planets out there. We truly are the center of God's creation. And I love it. It's wonderful. But again, just right there, that whole narrative is dead in the water. That coming lie will have no effect on, those of us who believe that, the earth is flat and that there really is a firmament over this earth. Again, it sounds insane for people who haven't looked into it, but so do so many others of these conspiracies that people aren't willing to look into. But I just wanted to make this little video just mostly to say hi to y'all, and I love you. I think time is short, and I look forward to seeing you brothers and sisters in heaven. And we'll be strong till the end through Jesus Christ, through no power of our own, but He'll carry us through anything that's going to happen. And we just all have faith in that. We'll be strong through Jesus. And I love you all very much. And I just wanted to maybe say this as a little encouragement to those of us who've looked into conspiracies and things like that, because we want to know the truth of what was going on in this world, because it is important. And it doesn't mean that we should turn our back on looking into those things. The word conspiracy, if it starts to be demonized in Christian circles, the New Age doesn't own the truth. They can talk about it or whatever they want to do, but they don't own the truth. When we find out about something, we're simply being as wise as serpents in this world. And also we need to always love our enemies, and that's the hard thing where we're really going to need Jesus in these ending times, because persecution is coming. And I think America's days are really dwindling in that we don't have very long. But we just need to love our enemies, because our battle is not through flesh and blood, but it's spiritual. I'm not real good at ad-libbing. I was going to write something so I could say all this, but I decided just sit down and just start talking. But all right, I love you all, and hopefully I'll see you soon.